everybody, welcome to another amazing day at fmtraining.tv. My name is Margaret. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. I'm here with the wonderful Ken Tooley and Nick Hunter. We're all very grateful to have them both on here. It's been a really fantastic series with them recently. We have been working on basically FileMaker modernization, existing FileMaker file design and modernization workshop. We are on day 36 of that. Ken has graciously given us his file, and Nick is working on it live, kind of as an example of what a senior engineer, or even like frankly what happens at our coaching program. This is a very close example. The file is taken, and then you can walk through learning exactly what's happening, and it's renovated live for you. There's other stuff that happens that's quite interesting. This has been a really fantastic example of that. Okay, if you'd like to support the channel, we would greatly appreciate it. We have our FM Training annual subscription bundles. We got 3 options for you guys here. This one comes with FileMaker if you happen to need FileMaker. They're really great options for beginners and intermediate developers, pretty much all levels. It covers, like, I think I've mentioned this often, but it's always a big one. People are always like, man, I'm really good with FileMaker development, but I don't know how to do anything with server. We have an entire training course on server with Jacob Taylor, who is a really fantastic server guy, and Richard, who also knows his stuff. And also, like, you can pick out things like, man, I really know how to do layouts really well, but I'm not really comfortable with relationships. We discuss all of that, jazz scripting, calculations, the whole shebang. So if you're totally new to the platform, you can watch this course and get a really solid understanding of how to build your own FileMaker files when you complete it. I think with that being said, we're probably good to go. Nick, what are we doing today?
Hello, Marge. Hello, Ken. How are you today?
I'm great, and you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Today we continue the series. So we are going to wrap up the Hamburger, and and I'm going to, since I have some time, I'm going to show you, do a demonstration what I showed yesterday about this this mini burger stuff, so how we can take out from the hamburger menu and get kind of a contextual menu, right? And how we can do that, right? So it will be interesting to see how easy it is to do that, and how we can enhance and improve and modify this, right? But before, Ken, you had a discussion about the rotating of photos.
Oh, yeah. In a different solution that I'm doing, I'm importing a folder of photos, and of course, as people take pictures, they come in right side up, rotated the wrong way, upside down, etc. So I'm just kind of rotating them, not quite manually, but because I actually looked at FM Gallery that you did, and I'm
Yes.
using a monkey bread one that I found before I remembered about FM Gallery, where I click a button and a little script runs and it rotates the picture to the right orientation.
Yes.
On my solution, what I usually do is I get the documents mostly one at a time. So before I drag them in, I crop them or rotate them outside of FileMaker and then drop them in correctly. But other solutions I have, I import bulk import, and so I have to go back and re-rotate and or crop.
Okay. Yeah, because that's a way to know when it's rotated or not. When the photo. So we have a get container attributes where you can easily get this rotation. I can show you. No, because it's interesting. I'm working on this for somebody that needs that, the rotation of the pictures. And so that's why I took the conversation, and I can show. We can go visit the. Let me stop my video right quick here. So this option here. Okay. So if we go to the help and we go to this get container attributes.
Thinking.
Okay, 0. Why? Maybe because I put the space. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you go and so you this function is quite extensive, right? And you can see here. So when you take this out from a picture, right? You get this, and you can see if you don't get a 1, that means it has been flipped, rotated, right? So if you go to the pictures here, let's go to the documents, and let's try one. Let's take a picture like this one, for example, right? So if I go here and I do this, get container attributes, and I'm going to the field, and I'm asking for the orientation, and so I get this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't get a normal, that means, and we can make one. So I export this, right? And so I export this rotated, right? So I export this file, and let's say I'm doing a rotation like this. So I'm saving, right? And I'm putting this here, and I'm getting this here, and I'm putting here. So you will see that if I'm asking for the same get container attributes on that field, and I'm asking for the orientation. Oh, he said normal.
It's the file container, not the thumbnail.
Oh yeah, sorry. File. Where's the container?
About 3 or 4 up.
Yeah. But it's still saying normal. That's weird, because it should have said rotated, because I rotated. So I don't know. Maybe
I guess my question is, how does it determine whether it's normal or rotated one way or the other? Is that a piece of metadata in the photo?
Yeah, it's actually it's a good question. Maybe because it should have said rotated, because it is rotated, right? It is rotated. So I need to investigate, because it still said normal when it should have said. Okay, I will investigate this.
Unless we grabbed the wrong.
No,
grabbed the wrong field.
No, it's there. It's this
Should
one.
be that one, yeah.
Yeah, it's this one. I have no idea. It's committed, and I refresh. It doesn't care. Doesn't care. Okay.
Well, and the thumbnail rotated like it should too.
Yeah, because the thumbnail is based on this. I don't know.
I'll play with that.
Yeah. So you have this, and you can detect which one has been rotated. Maybe it needs to. I don't know. Maybe because it's when we take the picture with the phone. I don't know. I'm going to investigate this. It's interesting, So
I will too, because I'm getting all these photos. I'm going to have like 1,000 photos come in, and who knows how many are going to be in the right orientation. And so I'm going to go throw that up and see if I can figure out what's going on, and then incorporate that in the script. Because some of the times it's like, oh, you got to rotate it clockwise, and sometimes you got to rotate counterclockwise, and to be able to tell the script which way to rotate it so you don't go all the way around.
Yeah, exactly. So this is why I was relying on this.
Yeah.
So that's why photo JPEG TIFF.
I wonder if that's it. Because is that other picture? Was that a PNG?
No, it's a JPEG.
No, it's a JPEG.
Okay, I'm going to investigate this. It's interesting, right? Why I didn't do? I should have done this. I rotated, and using a pretty simple application. So it should have say, rotated, counterclock. It should have said this one. No, rotated counterclock. Yeah,
Six.
yeah, 6. Yeah, this one. It should have said 6. So when you say 6, you know what to do. We're based on this.
Yeah.
And then you can ask the plugin or whatever solution you do.
Whatever you're doing, yeah. If you get this, do that. If you get this, do that.
Exactly, but it's okay. I'm interested on this, so I'm going to investigate on this. Okay, so
good thing to look at. Thanks.
Yeah. We're going to look at this. So today we're going to continue the burger. Okay, so here this navigation here, we have two type of navigation with the keyboard, because the interesting part of this is to have a keyboard navigation like I'm doing right now. I have my mouse here, right? And we do that, right?
Right.
So you see the arrow up, arrow down on the keyboard, right? If I show my keyboard here, show keyboard, right? So I have a keyboard here. So you can see here, I'm pressing arrow up, arrow down, see?
Yeah.
Arrow up, arrow down, okay? See, okay. So, but we have this also when we strike space, right? Now I have arrow up, arrow down here. So if I hit space
moved you
again,
over to the right side.
Yeah. So space, you see, space. I'm here. When I'm here, like let's say I'm doing space now. So now
I see. Yep.
This, this becomes, lighter. See?
Yeah, I see that.
And this become active, right? And now I can press return, and I go to the balloon dashboard. It should have done that, but it didn't. Okay. Okay, so we're going to fix this.
Okay.
Yeah, because it should have go. Oh, I know what. Okay, we're going to fix this because I didn't finish that part. So, but I'm going to explain how this works. How you play with the with the objects focus. Okay, because we have two objects here. We have two poles. Okay.
Right.
So when I'm here, arrow up, arrow down. So I strike the arrow down, for example, right? So it goes here and it reads this, okay? So here, for each keystroke, we get a code, okay?
Right.
We get a code, right? So let's take an example where I have more, So here I have more to show, okay? So I can navigate like this. So when I do, let's move this and zoom stuff in the middle. So if I go to debugger, right, and I strike arrow down, right, it reads this, okay? So this, each time you strike something on the keyboard, this on layout keystroke trigger, right?
Okay.
Reads this, okay? And right, so reads this, sorry, and it goes, so this one didn't happen. This one didn't happen because this is when I press space bar. This one is when I press return or enter. Okay. For the keyboard that has the two keys, both keys.
Right.
Then here is when I struck arrow down. So this will be the one, right? This will be the one that I struck down. And then he reads. He said, okay, yeah, okay, you struck the arrow down, but do you have a modifier key? Yes, no. If I don't, it goes there, and I said, okay, go to the record next. Okay, here. So it goes to the record next, and then it continues the script, boom, boom, boom. Okay.
Yep.
So I
the
could
other
optimize.
options.
I could have optimized this because it's missing the alt. Okay, so it's missing something here. I should have put alt here and
all the
alt
rest of
here.
those, yeah.
Yeah.
So once it finds one, it quits.
Yes. So I'm using that technique instead of else if, else if, else if, else if, because it is easier to say, okay, in that script, let's deactivate this, okay? Or you can copy this part, right, and paste this in another script, because you understand that this is totally completely context free. Okay, so I can copy this, put on another script. If you have an else if, if you do a construction like this, if and else if, okay, and you have another else if, it's not as easier, okay, to modify and stuff. For that case, I'm using that technique where I'm saying, okay, let's quit after an if happen, okay, and it makes the thing a little bit more easier to debug as well. This one doesn't work. This one doesn't work. This one, yes. So you go, you do your stuff, and then you alt. Okay.
I keep looking if it already found what you need.
Yeah, exactly. So because I don't need, so that makes the script even more faster. Okay. So now let's explain in depth. Okay. When you strike, let's go to my file. Okay. When you strike something, for example, let's do a show dialog. Okay. And we are going to get keystroke, okay? Trigger keystroke, what I want, okay? I'm getting this, the code. So let's go there and let's put this script here in the layout. Now I have on this layout now, each time I'm pressing a key, I have a message coming, okay? So
and you added that with the script trigger on the layout.
Okay, so maybe maybe I didn't do the, I didn't do the. Did I explain the ASCII table? Did I display this?
No, you had just built the code, and you were gonna start.
Okay.
You were gonna attach it to the layout.
So when you press and you get something like this, when you press did you get the letter?
No.
Okay.
No,
so
we hadn't attached that trigger yet.
Okay. So when you attach to the on layout keystroke trigger, okay, this is what happens when you strike a key. Okay, we can take the key, we can get the key. So here I press a small a. Here I press a great A, capital A. Now I'm pressing a 2, a 6, right? I'm pressing a slash. But what happened when you press a spacebar? Nothing. When you press the arrow down, nothing. Arrow up, nothing. So when I show my keyboard here, right, then you can see which key I'm pressing here. So here happened here, right? I'm pressing arrow down, right? Arrow up, nothing happened. I don't see anything. If I press A, yes, But if I press spacebar, if I press tab, if I press return, enter, I don't see anything. So that being said, this is not enough, right? Okay. So that's why we can get the code of this, right? So what the code, right?
Spell it.
Oh, Cade. Yeah, no, code, not Cade. Okay. So what the code? So let's close this. If I press A, this is the code of the A. And the code comes from this, the ASCII table. Okay? So we have the ASCII table. Okay? And 97, it's the A.
Lowercase.
Okay? So now if I press a 1, that's 49. But if I press a space bar, I get 32.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If I press tab, it's a 9. So 32 space, right?
Yep.
Tab 9. Okay? Carriage return should be 13. Carriage return. Let's find out. Let's find out, right? 13. Now, enter a line feed. Line feed should be 10. Let's find out. Great. Yep. Okay, so now I have the code of the key. Arrow down, 31. Arrow down, arrow up, 29. Arrow right, 30. Left, 28. So now I get the code of the key. Okay? So with that code, I can say, okay, find if the code is 13, that means carriage return. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I want a new window. Okay. Okay. Let's find out. I press carriage return, new window. So now we can do things interesting. Okay. Because I can intercept. I can intercept keys like this. Oh, what it is. 8, it's backspace. Right?
Yep.
And backspace is on the Mac. On the PC, you need to have the delete one. I don't remember which one. I think it's this one. But on the Mac, backspace 8, okay, is the one for delete. So most of the time, it's what I'm doing. I don't have a delete button on Mac on my layout. But if I have this, and this is a backspace, okay, then I do this, right? So now, yep. Now, if I'm doing this, right? So I stroke. Yeah, I need to set error capture. Okay. So I stroke this key, right?
Yeah.
No, not this one. I stroke this key, and if I say, and this is.
Then you get to that, yeah.
Yeah. So now I want to add another dimension. I want to add 2 dimensions. Okay. The first dimension is the key. Okay. But I want to add something. Okay. I want to say code equal right? Or I can say code. I want this, right? And I want the modifier key, get modifier key, right? So it's the trigger modifier key, not the active. So I'm going to explain the two. It is the get trigger modifier key. Is the one using when an on object keystroke or on layout keystroke script trigger was activated. Because you clicked and then you release the keyboard and then the script happened. The active modifier key, you have the key actually pressed on the keyboard when that to get this. This is all. You start the script with a key and I keep it. Okay? So what this key? Okay. So now I have two things in my script, in my dialog here. If I'm pressing a key, modifier key is 0. I didn't press any modifier key. But if I say Alt this or Shift this or Control this, right?
Yep.
Or Control Alt this. Aha. Interesting. Control this is 4. Alt this is 8. You guessed it. Alt plus Control 8 plus 4 equal 12.
12.
Hey, thank you, FileMaker. Okay, so but now we have a super control here because these codes are not going anywhere different from computer to computer. This is based on an international settlement made in the 60s, by the way, about this. So a key must return a code, and that is in the marble or the Dell on the PCs 127 here. The Dell key on the Mac is a BS. It's it's 8, and here Dell is 127. Okay, just for PC people.
Yeah.
But now you imagine the power we have, or you don't realize it, because now we have a superpower. Why? Because I want to delete. What's the name? A shortcut for deleting. I don't want the delete button. You don't want button all the time. Okay. Look,
or
I have no
sending
button
them to the menu, I'll bet.
Yeah. Okay. We have this.
Yeah.
But the command E is not. It's not intuitive.
Right.
I prefer this. The code is this, right?
Yeah.
And so I want this, and I want the get trigger key modifier key equal 8, which is control or is option. I don't remember. Whatever. Let's find out. When you have a trouble with this, that's why I always on all my keystroke trigger script I have this dialog that I'm activating, deactivating just for
testing and stuff.
For testing. So it's Alt. It's the Alt I want. Okay, Alt. So it's 8. So 8 is Alt, and I'm putting myself a little comment here that I know, as I put it, so I know it's the / and Alt. I know. So now Now, if I press tab, if I press delete, okay, yeah, I need to deactivate this. If I press delete, nothing happened. Nothing. Okay. But if I press Alt delete, hold on. Oh, I deleted the record, no? Yeah, cool. I deleted the record. I deleted the record. Sorry for that. So Kentuli, you're gone.
Oh man.
Yeah, I deleted the record. Okay. So Alt delete because why that weird? I don't have the dialogue. It's deleting record, but I don't. Because what? I'm deleting record.
Did you leave it disabled?
I have a dialogue.
Oh yeah, you do.
Now I do. But I don't see a dialogue. Wow. That's super weird. Did you see the dialogue? I mean, look.
No.
I'm deleting record. Oof. I'm using that all the time. I hope FileMaker 20 didn't, okay, let's try another key. Let's try 4. Because I think, okay. Okay, interesting. So control, okay, interesting. So if you use, wow. So I discovered something here. And I'm pretty sure nobody, the dialogue here, when you delete a record, if you say delete record, you have this. Okay? But if you press Alt, delete record, you have no, right? You have no warning.
Yeah, it just goes.
Here you have the warning, but here you have no warning. It deactivated, okay. Actually, if you have this and you run the scripts, you have this. But if you run the scripts with Alt, you have no dialogue. No dialogue. Wow. This is super freaking dangerous, in my opinion. Because
so if the modifier key is an Alt, then quit what you're doing altogether. And
yeah, and this is a FileMaker behavior.
No, I understand. Yeah,
it deactivates this. Even on the script step, even on the script step, not only here, not only here, but on the script step itself. And I just realized it, because typically I don't use the Alt. I'm using the combination of 2. I'm using the 12 Alt and CTRL
control.
Okay, control. So typically I'm using those 2, but I wanted to make the demo easier.
Sure.
Right. So that's why I put only 1. But I didn't know about this. Right. I really didn't know that. But it's something I don't know about this behavior, because if you strike Option or Alt while a script step deletes record is performed, it deactivates also the dialog. Right?
It must be calling the exact same thing as the menu command. And so
but the menu command, but the menu command, you see what you do.
I understand, yeah.
Right? Here you don't you have no idea.
See it there, you don't know that it's happening.
Yeah. I didn't know that, but it's good to know. So I always use that combination anyway, okay? Because So now I have this. No, this one. Yeah. Now I have this. Oh, man. But this is not possible. It wasn't doing this before. Because even if I do this, it doesn't care. Because I have the key. This is new. And I never had this behavior before. But anyway, you got the point here. With this delete stuff here, I don't know if somebody can reproduce this in 18 or 19, because I'm surprised about this.
I'll play with it after the stream.
Yeah, so I'm very surprised. Anyway, this is not the purpose of what we want to do here. Okay. The purpose.
We wanted to use it for navigation more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. So here, why I have this purpose? So first, okay, I have the arrow up, arrow down stuff, this one. And then I have two things happen, right? If I have the modifier key, if I don't have a modifier key, I just go to the next record. But if I have a modifier key, right, and I press the arrow down, here it says, I have the modifier key. I press Alt while I press arrow down. Now he said, okay, go to the record last. So while I'm doing this, I want to do something like this. Arrow up, arrow down, Alt, arrow up, Alt, arrow down, Alt, arrow up, Alt, arrow down. See, first, last, first, last, first, last. Okay.
Versus the next or previous.
Yes. Okay. So you have an alternate behavior when you press the key. Okay. But that here.
Say that again, because we lost your audio.
Yeah, your audio cut out. So, well, thankfully we're heading towards the end. So, do you see his mouse moving at all on his screen?
No. There he goes. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's time to go to intermission. That's a good one, Labo.
Yeah, get some snacks, everybody. We're almost done, actually. Yeah, no, Nick is saying, I can't get this to work. Let's wrap up.
Okay. Well, ask him to give us a Rev 6 of the file. And since we won't be back to him until next Wednesday.
No, Nick says goodbye, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Ken, for being so patient. Sorry about
I totally
issues.
Understand all this. I get this all together. So, yep.
We will see you all later. I'm going to run end credits. Goodbye.
Okay. I'll see you guys all Wednesday.
Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.